if you really want to get your interview skills to the next level, this is something you need to gradually be conscious about. Hey guys, it's Carl here. The topic I want to talk about today is how to stand out in an interview. So before we start, I know a lot of you complain about the shitty audio in my past few videos because I've been pretty frugal. I've been using a crappy mic, and now I got a new mic here. I personally think the audio is a lot better, and I hope that gives you better experience. Since they didn't sponsor me, I'm not going to specify their brand name, but you can probably see it. Anyways, that's enough of rambling. So what I want to talk to you about today is how to stand out in interviews. It could be job interviews, it can be any sort of interviews. This is a massive realization I have through my personal experience since I failed so many interviews. And you might have the exact same situation where for a certain opening, there's like perfect alignment of your skill, your experience, your background, and pretty much everything. And then in the certain job interview, you gave out all this information. For some reason, you still didn't pass that. And that happened to me multiple times. And that's the point I start to do the reflection, what else can I do better? At least impact the result. I start recording myself. So after studying all those recordings combined with some additional learning and realization, that comes to what I want to share to you today is the additional layers of communication. So whenever you're delivering a certain material or information, whether it's an interview, it's a public speaking, it's a presentation, there are actually different layers to your communication. And the first layer is what everyone's obsessed about, is what you say. And then the next layer is how you say it. Third layer is your intention behind it. And then lastly, it's your self-esteem behind those communication. And when it comes to the different layers of communication, the deeper you get, the more powerful the communication is, and the more connection you can build between you and the hiring manager. Too many people do the opposite. They think what they say is the most important. And they spend a lot of time rehearsing in a bad way. And eventually when they walk into an interview, they know their script so well that the way they deliver it is so emotionless and mechanical. It's like a verbal version of your resume. And here another example is, if you watch some content on how to have a fun conversation, how to communicate, how to have a fun chat, a common thing people mention is, don't ask that many questions. Stop asking people questions. It's almost like asking questions is always bad because it's value taking, like you're getting something from others. But then that is only true if you're focusing only on the first layer, which is what you say. Because I can ask a question with the intention to offer value. And on the receiving end, people will perceive that as I'm offering value. I'll give you one really simple example. I can be like, hey, how's it going? What you doing on the weekend? But then I can also go, hey, how's it going? What you doing on the weekend? Right? You see the subtle difference there? So the point I want to make in this video is start noticing these different layers in your communication, in your delivery, instead of focusing only on the first layer. But of course, the bottom line is what you say has to make sense, right? It has to be relevant to the topic, to the other person. That's something you need to ensure. But then in addition to that, if you really want to get your interview skills to the next level, this is something you need to gradually be conscious about. And also when you're delivering a script, always leave some room for improv. Don't always stick 100% to the script. And then lastly, I want to show you a simple practice that you can do in front of a mirror to start gradually building up this awareness. So you put yourself in front of a mirror and put up a camera, start recording, and then now you start talking about, let's say, what happened in the past 5 years of your life. And you can talk about, for example, some massive life events, some milestones, some small little details, and where you started 5 years ago, where you are now, things like that. You do it in different ways. And then you start picturing different audiences standing in front of you. For example, your best friend, your partner, your parents. And then from this recording, you might start to notice you naturally tell those stories in different ways, especially the third and fourth layer, like your level of self-esteem and your intention. Like in front of a certain audience, are you secretly flexing? Are you secretly seeking for approval, right? Like all those dynamics are really personal. And this practice really allows you to start noticing what's going on. And this is the starting point of you improving your delivery. So that's the end of this video. Again, I hope this is helpful and informational. And if you like this video, please drop a like. And if you have any questions or thoughts, put them in the comments because I look at every single comment. Also consider following me for future content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.